Biafrans all over the world. Good evening, lovers of freedom. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Good evening, friends of Biafrans. Good evening, the haters and the enemy of the Biafra people. And of course, the enemy of the Biafra government in exile. Let us go to the publicly available information about government in exile. It has occurred to us that many illiterates that Nigeria breed, many nincompoop that Nigeria breed, does not actually understand what government in exile means. When you come across some of the comments of people who are supposedly living in diaspora or those who claim to have been to school and studied in university, as we can see, some of them graduate after 6 months. They don't know what is government in exile. They actually laugh at us. They actually make joke about the government in exile. They say, you people are very foolish. You are talking about government in exile. You are prime minister in exile. And they make mockery of it. And it is quite very surprising that people who claim to be human being doesn't actually have brain. It is not even very hard for these people to have gone to Google, at least to check, even if it is not accurate information, but at least to get themselves educated about what is government in exile. They don't know, and they continue to fool themselves on social media. However, our government in exile is not just ordinary government in exile that you have seen before. This government in exile is a well-packaged government in exile that has met every international standard, better than any other government in exile that has ever existed. With the propaganda, the blackmail, and difficulties because of the interests of the multinational corporation that are milking the future of the indigenous people in Nigeria. Those who understand government in exile are panicking. And another thing is that the people they are following are actually crying in their houses, in their offices, when they close their door. But the idiots who call themselves Nigerians, when you hear their comment or when you read their comment, soon hand will touch you. I don't know when this soon is going to come. Soon hand will touch you. Why is DSS still allowing this boy to be posting on social media? What is Nigeria government doing? If they tell you what they have done to stop Simon Ekpa, you will go shamelessly hiding your face, because this government you are saying that what are they doing have done everything humanly possible to stop Simon Ekpa. They cannot stop me. They cannot stop me because I know what I am doing and I will continue to do it to the best interest of Biafra. When you know your rights and what you do very well, nobody can take you for a ride. Some of you think that there is rocket science. There is no rocket science. Government in exile started as far back as we all can imagine. In the United Kingdom, where the Unilever purchased Nigeria and converted their company into Nigeria, you see today that some of you are dying out of your ignorance. There are governments in exile hosted by the United Kingdom. Today, our government in exile is being hosted by many countries. One is in the United States headquarters. Another is in Finland, where we have the European office, where Simon Ekpa is legally residing as a citizen. And of course, Biafra government liaison offices cut across Europe. Technically, everywhere where the Biafra liaison office is legally registered is a host to Biafra government in exile. This is what the idiots don't know. Now, in the United Kingdom, during the time the government in exile were making history, Belgium had its host in the United Kingdom. Czechoslovakia has its host in the United Kingdom. Greece government in exile. Greece, some of you are in Greece today, they had their host in the United Kingdom. The Netherlands government in exile. Netherlands, where you call Holland, they had their government in exile in the United Kingdom. Norway, this Norway that has oil, where so many people are living today castigating Biafra. Norway, once upon a time, had their government in exile in the United Kingdom. Poland once had government in exile in the United Kingdom. Yugoslavia had one upon a time their government in exile in London. These countries today has regained their independence. All of them, 7 of them. But idiots who went to Fulani nomadic design school curriculum could not understand what government in exile means and the functions of government in exile. But little research could have helped these idiots, but they cannot do research. The Biafra government in exile, officially Biafra Republic government in exile, has taken every responsibility of government for the interests of Biafra people. We are legitimate government of a sovereign state. The independence of Biafra were declared in 1967. After that, many who fought fought for Biafra independence went on exile and remained there. What we did now is to restore the exiled government of Biafra. In 2023, the Biafra exiled government was restored. I want people to pay attention to what I'm saying tonight, because knowledge is power. In 2023, between March and April, the Biafra government in exile was restored, and today it has given birth to what is happening and what is to happen. After Nigeria and Britain connived, starved Biafrans to death, forced them to surrender, and lied to them that Biafrans are going to be reintegrated into Nigeria. It was a lie. Seized all their property, all their money, and gave them 20 pounds, irrespective of whatever you have in your account. That moment, Biafra government flee into exile.
The Israel soldiers has released 20,000 to Biafrans as promised. This is the beginning of Biafran's victory. I must say it with my full chest. Allow me to say it with my full chest. There are bigger expectations, there are bigger exposition, there are bigger victories that is recorded in history, and we are part of it. I will be very joyful and very happy about this one very victory. 20,000 IDF soldiers will be arriving in Africa. That's the first point, but we're not going to be revealing where they will stop. They're not coming to Biafra yet, but already they have been marked. Self-defense must begin. You see, the reason why I love everything about this whole situation room is that our world has now been expanded to that very point, and I must say it the way it should be said. When there are bigger pictures in everything you are doing in life, you will get to understand what picture should be done. We make mistakes. We say things that we shouldn't say. We lie to ourselves and we tell ourselves things that we have to be said. But one thing is very important, very, very important, is that we cannot continue to be awakened by the fears of humanity. Big fears. For so long, I've said to myself in different formats that we can look at our honest self and tell ourselves the truth, that there's something we call victory at the end of the tunnel. 20,000 soldiers are not small bikinis. And the reason why I say so is because we have submerged to understand what matters more in the things we do. So, what should be done is very clear. We can no longer continue to tell ourselves lies, even though we know that telling lies will not make sense at all. Even though that we know that telling lies would not make sense at all. We must understand that every areas of our lives and the things we do, the truth we share, the words we share, are all victory at large. And that's where making sense begins. Whether you like it or not. They have now seen that it will be very difficult for them. Very, very difficult for them to fight a nation called Biafra. Because we're making sure that we're getting ready at all costs. And that's the situation. We're making sure that we're getting ready at all costs. And by so doing, we can now achieve more things in the coming future. Dear Biafran generation, it is time to celebrate this one victory that we have all achieved together. Because that's the only thing that can make what we do possibly impactful. It doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter when, but what matters more now is that everything is becoming possibly impactful. Because we know what we are doing. The machine gun, the victories and all that. That's what matters more. So we must continue the path where everybody must be sincere with what they are doing. 20,000 soldiers are not small. This is what they have been discussing since the days of Nlànd, and now they want to finalize it. What do you think about yourself? Victory at last.